MRN Crew Call on MRN.com is presented by MoneyLion, the world's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion, here we roar. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Hello, welcome to MRN Crew Call presented by MoneyLion. I'm your host, Rocko Williams, and I'm joined by my good friend, Kap Houston, a.k.a. the Kaptain, a.k.a. Cap, no capping.
Houston.
There it is. Hey, the
Hey,
shirt
I see
looking
though.
good.
Hey, you like that?
Ooh, looking good on the shirt.
Like that. Kap Houston, KAP, knowledge and power.
He puts that name on the shirt to help him remember.
Yeah, to remember to put my shirt on front, put them on backwards every now and then.
Let's not talk about that, man. But
Football injuries, man.
kills me when my son does that in the mornings.
Oh,
but,
yeah?
Hey, I appreciate you taking the time out your day to come join me today in the studio, man. What's been going on, man? Cap, you're one of my favorite guests. Not only that, you provide all of our music, all of the soundtrack music for anything we show relating to pit stops. So
that means at the end of the quarter that royalty check will be coming in. Don't it?
Can I pay you in Clutch coffee?
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
If you know me well, you know I'm an avid coffee drinker, and Clutch does have great coffee. And I'm not just saying that because they don't sponsor me at all and they don't pay me at all. But I love their coffee because they're right there in Mooresville. And
we're gonna go there.
Yeah.
We love Clutch, but hey, we might have a little talk with him about venturing out through Mooresville for you, man.
Hey, I love it. Love coffee. You can win me over with coffee anytime. What's
going on, man? Fill me in a nutshell. What you been up to?
Well, racing, racing is life. Even you haven't even pitted a race car. I know you do a little side deals every now and then, but still, your life is still racing. You just told me behind the camera you took a trip and watched some drivers. Man, that was awesome. But yeah, just racing this 14th season. And a lot of people like to correct me and say 14 years. No, 14 season. It doubles years in your average everyday life. So, NASCAR, I'm an old man.
You're aging in NASCAR years.
Wise. Age.
Well, I agree with you 100%. You alluded a little bit to the driver combine. I had the pleasure of accompanying Coach Phil Horton, who is director of athletic competition, but we do have driver combines similar to the pit crew development combines that we have. And I was asked to attend as an evaluator for the first time. And, we watch a lot of races as pit crew members, but you don't really consider yourself a driver coach, right, Kenyatta?
Right.
We've seen a lot of laps.
We've seen a lot of laps, and that's why I was like, I bet you when you actually put your eyes on those drivers, watching them, you can really see if they're doing something right or wrong just by the amount of laps we watch just from pit road and watching races. But that's awesome. We
had athletes from the age of 14 to 22, and they're all vying for a spot, for 4 spots, essentially 6 spots. To compete and earn a position on the Drive for Development, a driver roster, what that gives them is the opportunity to compete in a late model and an ARCA car next year and to further develop their skills to become, or to grab their dream of becoming a race car driver. And I thought that was just dope, having that experience. And the best way to show that, to talk about that is to show it. Slaw Cam was popping, so I had to chop the video down a little bit,
Nice.
I won't keep us too long, but keep in mind, all of our listeners, you can view all of our content on MRN.com or the Facebook fan page. So if you don't mind, Yada, let me just show you what it looked like through Slaw eyes on Slaw Cam out there in Daytona Beach.
Let's see it.
And that took place at New Smyrna Speedway. And like I said, a lot of those kids, I think all of them, they knew that the opportunity to grab their dream was in hand. And when you could see it in their eyes when they were walking around, especially at the track walk at the end, you know, and that was driver Mark Green, or taking them around, showing them where they should be at each turn, and they were just sponges. You know, they were just hanging on every word.
What was the similarities, differences like with the driver combined and like pit crew?
The only major difference is the fact that they get in the cars.
Gotcha.
You know, but the athletic side of things, the mental side of things, the interviews is all the same.
Excitement for them, you can feel the same coming from them.
Little different parameters as far as how they're graded is more meticulous. And here is my book, my notebook.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, exactly. It says my evaluator kit. But
evaluator kit.
Anyways, man, there's so much to talk with you about, Kap. I want to talk about Kansas. I want to talk about some pit crews swapping around. And I want to talk about these NASCAR playoffs. And I'm going to compare them to the NBA playoffs and explain to you, or we can explain, why NASCAR has the best playoff system out right now. And we'll showcase that when we come back with MRN Crew Call.
Let's do it.
Want the keys to a custom-built Mustang GT? You could win one of 3 custom-built Mustangs designed by 3 world-class build teams paired with 3 NASCAR drivers. Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Blaney. Enter before October 20th at midnight. Just text ROAR to 95615. That's ROAR to 95615. Or visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com and triple your chances by joining MoneyLion today. No purchase necessary. Ends 10/2019. Must be 18 or older. For official rules, visit roarsweepstakes.moneylion.com.
At the Goddard School, teachers customize lessons so children can explore their interests, have fun, and learn the skills they need for success in school and beyond. From infant sign language to pre-K students tackling STEAM learning, our Flex Learning Program or Fun Learning Experience is grounded in research that shows the most genuine learning occurs when children are having fun. Our teachers leverage this through lessons inspired by children's imaginations. To enroll, visit GoddardSchool.com. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life.
At Freightliner, innovation is at their core. In fact, Freightliner was created nearly 80 years ago out of a need for something new in trucking. Today, that innovation still drives them as they constantly work to make their industry-leading trucks safer, more dependable, and even more efficient. All the things that make a smart business decision a winning business decision, no matter what you may haul. Learn more about Freightliner on highway trucks at Freightliner.com. Freightliner, run smart.
And we're back with Kenyatta Houston, a.k.a. the Kaptain, a.k.a. Kap. No capping.
Houston.
Hey, look, man, are you going to be capping today?
No capping.
No capping.
It's all real.
Hey, I'm wearing that word out, man.
All real.
You know why I'm wearing the word out?
Why's that?
My son told me that word. He's like, man, Dad, I promise you, I did all my homework. No cap.
No cap. What are you talking about?
I was like, no cap. What, did you leave your pen top off? What are you talking about?
Did all his homework with no cap? Yep. No, he didn't have his hat on.
And then I heard Nav song.
Yeah.
Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And then he said, no cap. And I was like, that's what you meant? So I learned from my son. Anyways, I digress.
Cap, no cap.
Financial Crew Chief, presented by MoneyLion. You know, in this segment, we like to focus on things we do outside of the sports. And I really want to be brief on this for the simple fact that I want to get into these playoffs and I want to talk about this pit crew swap.
Okay.
But with that in mind, Yada, you know we cannot do this forever.
Right.
Tell me about what you got on your shirt. What are you thinking of now in your 14th career? Yeah. How are you prepping yourself for life after pit stops?
All right. Since it's quick, I'll give you the short down version. Pit stops, been doing them for a long time. Can't do them forever. And it's always, you have to always, pit crew guys out there, you have to always keep thinking about your next move. And it's not a bad thing, right? So my next move is going to be something I enjoy doing. That's taking pictures, editing, and recording video, whether I'm on the camera, whether I'm on Adobe Premiere Pro, After Effects, or whatever. That's what I do. So last year, this last really year and a half, I've really been putting a lot into it, taking my camera everywhere I go to the track, and back at home, down in the QC, snapping pictures, and people been calling and been getting gigs. So.
Well, I have a picture that I want to show, and I snagged it off from your Instagram. What's going on in this picture? You have a group of the brothers, you know, talking, and you say just having a conversation. You know, what's that about, man?
But see, that's exactly why, you know, what I want to do when I capture a picture, and that's capture with a K. You know, that's what I like to do when I capture a picture. You know, I want you to be able to look at it and you ask yourself, man, I wonder what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
You look at these individuals, whereas two of them have spent some time in the sport. If you don't recognize this, Curtis Walls and Ricky Rozier down there, who I've worked with before, and they've moved on to different teams. But you can see there's still a brotherhood there. So the life after NASCAR, not only for me, which involves taking pictures of these guys, but also involves these guys getting together, doing something positive in their community.
Who are the guys outside of the racers besides Ricky and Curtis?
So Curtis is you see he's in the center.
Yeah.
Kurt's in the center.
Curtis
of the
likes
thing.
being in the middle.
Yeah, he does like
Shouts
to
out
be in
to
the middle.
Curtis Walls.
Good job, Kurt. But also, he's the guy that brought all the other guys, making sure. So I think he grew up with. I don't know all the rest of them personally, but I think Kurt grew up with those guys, and he keeping them together, and they discuss life, whether it's issues or finances, businesses. All of them are business minded, and they try to bring it up together instead of one man and one family trying to make it just on your own. He found a way to do it together.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And that's a great concept. When I saw the picture, I wanted to text you right away because I was like, man, that's a dope picture. I like what you did there, man. So, all right, let's switch lanes a little bit. The playoffs are in now.
Yes,
the NASCAR playoffs are that they've been going on. We're in our second round, or is this the third round? Man,
this is it. Yeah.
Well, it's the round of 8.
Round of 8.
So after these next 3 races, we're going to be down to our championship 4. So the pressure is on, and with that, this NASCAR playoff system is so unique to a lot of stick and ball sports, and we'll get into that a little later on. But what it causes is a lot of tension.
Yes.
And a lot of pressure, not only for the pit crew athletes, but for your general managers, for your crew chiefs, for your pit crew coaches. I mean, SHI rolls downhill. Yeah. And us as crew members, we usually are the ones to take most of that.
There's a lot of change at this point of the season, whether it be for the championship running teams or teams that are out of the playoffs. You have to continue to rebuild your team and or not actually always rebuild or build upon.
You got to stay on top of it.
You got to stay on top of it, because as soon as you
get
think that you got it, the next team comes up and they're better.
And especially when you're running up front.
Yeah.
So your top tier teams, your Penske's, your Gibbs, your Hendricks, your Roush Fenways, when you're running up front, on a consistent basis, and you're in the playoffs trying to make it to the next round, every mistake is magnified. Yeah. So therefore, when I heard the story of a pit crew swap at Penske, I remember when it happened to me as an athlete when I was at Hendrick, and when the infamous swap when Chad Knaus during the race moved the 24 to the 48 and finished out that year on that team. I remember how I felt as an athlete. I was infuriated. Yeah. I was pissed off. I was like, man, that better not happen to me. Yeah. I know that's right. This is the team I started with. Yeah. I wish it would try to move me off my team.
Right. And that's only if you're athlete and you're competitive, you're going to feel that way. As the guys the crew chiefs, the pit coaches, the ones that make the decisions, whether or not we think they're the right decisions, they're in a position to make that decision.
Exactly.
And they do it based off of what they,
data.
think it's going to work. What they think
data
is going to work.
And numbers. And, numbers don't lie. The eye in the sky does not lie. Yeah. So I understand. I want to look at this from 2 ways. And just for our listeners who do not understand what's going on, what Penske did is the last race in Kansas, the number 2 car, the Penske car, was eliminated, driven by Brad Keselowski. So that pit crew was eliminated. Right. That pit crew has the reputation at Penske to be pretty stout. They might be one of the highest, however they score it, whatever they deem is acceptable for performance, they're at the top echelon at their race team. And their counterparts, the number 12, Ryan Blaney, they inched in and they made the playoffs. And this is a very big accomplishment for that pit crew and that team, considering that they didn't win a ton during the year. Their last win came, and they were our clutch performers the week before because their first win of 2019 came in the playoffs, which moved them into the next round to eliminate.
And there's a lot of ways to look at it, right? Like you said, you got data. You want to go for put the best.
But Kenyatta, the 12 pit crew, put Ryan Blaney in that position to make the playoffs, right?
That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at, because not always does, when you go to the shop, does the paperwork that you look at, that's not always going to be the thing that's going to win. You know what I'm saying? And you know how pit stops are. Sometimes there have been some bad stops that put that car in a position to strategize wise, and you win just because. How many times have you heard, man, that loose wheel made us go back, but we ended up winning the race because of that. You know what I'm saying? But so sometimes everything is not always like just cut and dry about numbers. But this situation right here is a little different than your situation during the race. Let's just put this crew in. That crew was having a bad day. This situation are two crews that finished, you got 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So
this wasn't a bad day because that 12 pit crew, for you who do not know, Ryan Flores, top-notch changer, Wade Moore, Greg Donlin, Graham Stoddard, Andrew Lackey on the fuel. That is a stout crew by any means. If we were on a pickup squad, you see that 5, they probably will be picked very early in that selection process. And then you have the 2 car with Hunter Masling, Jeremy Ogles, Jake Seminar, Braxton Brannon, and Nick Hensley. I see a very experienced. A couple
of those guys, though, on that 2 car have been to Homestead.
If we could compare side by side those driver stats, on the championship, Brad Keselowski, a former champion, Ryan Blaney is not.
Right.
Brad Keselowski, double-digit wins. Ryan Blaney does not.
Yeah.
Long story short, that pit crew for Brad Keselowski, they are, very versed in handling pressure in the playoffs and making a championship run. At the same time, why is it your decision to take that opportunity away from a young crew member who is trying to get there and make that mark, to seize that opportunity? And they're the ones who got them there.
That's part of it, man.
Homie, that doesn't make you mad?
Hey, I'm not over there to be mad.
On the outside looking in.
Outside looking in,
but
that's why I can make, we can say this and that about it.
It would only make me mad as an athlete because I felt like I did everything I had to do to put our driver in position. At the same time, I know me as a person, I am loyal. I am just such a competitor that I'm going to make sure whatever car they put me on, they're going to have the best numbers possible, right?
Right.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Because we're entertainers at the end of the day. We're here to perform. We're here to do pit stops. Not everybody can do what we can do or change tires.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But I know someone who can. You know where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Hercules Tires is giving away a free set of tires each and every month.
I need a new set for my truck too.
All you have to do is go to HerculesTires.com/MRN and register to win your chance at a free set of those tires, So you better go do that, Kenyatta. And anybody else who needs a new set of Hercules tires. And we'll be right back with more from MRN Crew Call with Kenyatta. No Kap
Houston.
People were all up in my grill and my boy Rocko got out and knocked them out cold, man.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away 1 set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
It wasn't just built to be a museum. It was built to be a shrine to the history, heritage, and future of the sport we love. Visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame and see how Petty, Earnhardt, and hundreds of other NASCAR legends became heroes. Watch their most electrifying moments, experience realistic racing simulators, and much more. Plan a trip to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. Tickets at NASCARHall.com. NASCAR Hall of Fame. This is our sport. This is our house.
Sunday, October 27th at Martinsville Speedway. It's a fight to the finish. The first Data 500 returns to Martinsville, part of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Get tickets now at martinsvillespeedway.com or call 877-RACE-TIX. That's martinsvillespeedway.com or 877-RACETIX for the first Data 500. October 27th, it's a fight to the finish.
Getting Schooled is presented by the Goddard School, the best childhood preparation for social and academic success. Visit thegoddardschool.com for more information. The Goddard School, learning for fun, learning for life. And we all know about that, man. We all have a bunch of little rugrats running around, but they're not too small anymore. Mine's are double digits, and I know yours are too. So we're dropping bows on them now, right? The Goddard School can't help my kids.
Hey, don't matter how old they get, they still can get schooled now.
No, you got to school them. We're gonna school them right now.
School them right now.
No, but before we school them too deep, there was something that I did catch on Instagram. I saw a bunch of pit crew members, and they were looking mighty dapper.
Oh, yeah?
You know, when I saw it at first, I was like, what is going on? They were in a fashion show, but not just any type of fashion show. It was for a great cause. We can show the slideshow, and you'll see for yourself, as in a response to the fashion show, it was a fundraising fashion show helping a children's hospital. Fashion stores from around the area put models out there and dress them up just a little bit so we can help out the kids, since we are blessed with the opportunity and the platform that gives that opportunity. And that was from William Rowdy, the tire carrier from the 88. And as we see the pictures, you see that these guys look good out there at that hospital in that area.
I like that Greg is still chiming in, you know what I mean?
Greg Morin. Yeah. Look at the guys. You know, that's John Giannato there. Look at Rod Cox.
Rod with that beard.
That beard looking mighty Rick Roushous.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got Johnny Lee Roberts, and you have Austin Dickey and Alan Stallings looking dapper. Look at 007 James Bond. So it was good seeing the crew members out in the community like that, using that platform, using their voice, and looking good while they're doing it, you know?
Yes, yeah, I like that.
You're pretty familiar with your community service, all the stuff, the house building you've done in the past. And
yes.
Pit Crew's doing that, you know, it does help. And it's very meaningful to us as well.
It is. And a lot of it goes unnoticed, you know what I mean? We like to do just to help, not to really help to promote ourselves. But it's still great to see it. And you can see a lot of good work's getting done.
Anyways, now that we got that out the way, the guys look good, almost looked as good as me, you, and I. If we were in that fashion show,
they ain't that close. You just saw the picture before with, like, you know, Kurt and Rick, man. Hey, they should have been in the fashion. They should have been right there, man.
Man, he stays in the fashion show. So, anyways, I want to size up the playoffs, and I want to talk these playoffs, and I want to compare them to the NBA playoffs, because the NBA season just started. My son is all enamored with it. I'm trying to convert them to race fans, and I'm trying to explain to him NASCAR is the best playoff system out there.
Yes.
Now, you can agree with me or disagree. What do? Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Why?
I agree because there's so much, for the same reason that some people may disagree, because, you know, when in the NBA, you have each team from different region, you know, you're going at it. They're playing, 7 games, or potentially 7 games, outcome of the winner. So you can win and then you can lose a few times, but it's like best out of 7, right?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of similar, because the NASCAR racing, you know, each round you have 3 races, but not so, right?
Not so, you know, not so. Once you're out, you know.
You would think there's more pressure on our playoff system as compared to the NBA?
I do think so, because I think there's a lot more money on the line with the in racing when it comes to the playoff system, because even the cars that aren't in it, they can be a problem to the guys that are in it. But even if they become a problem, it's still going to cost that team money as well. Mm-hmm. So but that also keeps it interesting. It's like, is so-and-so going to give up this spot because they got a chance to win as well? You know, everybody wants to win, you know, these races, because I think each individual race at each individual track is its own, you know, kind of championship.
It is.
Every week we go, it's its own. You get trophies, you get big trophies like that. Did you see that trophy from Dover?
Oh, yeah, Miles.
Yeah, Miles.
Oh, yeah. I got the small version.
I got the small version, too. Yeah.
We won Miles before.
Yes.
Why are you trying to play me like you don't know I won Dover?
Hey, come on, man.
You know good and well.
I know you won a bunch of races.
Anyways, you won some, too.
No, it's a little bit.
Hey.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that playoff system, where was I at? So, where was that? You made me lose my mind. You talk about winning. I was like, what were we talking about?
The similarities, differences, yeah.
So anyways, let's go into this NASCAR playoff system, and why is it so, besides the playoff system, think about stage racing. Do you remember racing without stage racing?
Yeah.
And then think about the Kansas race. Mm-hmm. When I was watching the Kansas race, I mean, during the race, if you had a driver, he was literally in the playoffs at 1 lap, out the playoffs at 1 lap.
Yeah.
3 laps later, he was in. So it's just constant torture of watching your driver in and out.
I like
the playoff system.
I like the stages, because before stages, like the interesting part of the race was like beginning, getting in position, and then you know, some drivers would strategically ride around and wait to the end to try to do things.
Exactly.
But with these stages, you got some more points out there. So at least whether your stages are lap 50, then lap 100, and then, you know, 200 to 250, whatnot, they can still, there's a race within a couple races within the race.
You just reminded me something. I was a little bit aggravated with the stage racing when drivers would choose to stay out to collect those points as opposed to coming in to change tires.
That's more strategy.
I know, but I wanted to do pit stops. You're taking pit stops from me by trying to get these points.
Those drivers still have to come in at some point. And then they become green flag stops, which could potentially lose that day, lose points just by trying to gain a couple. You know.
So let's get our new viewers caught up with where we are with the playoffs now in this round of 8. Here's a round reset and an overview of the most recent 3 races. Okay, so in order, who's in? Kyle Busch is in, Truex is in, their pit crews are in, Denny Hamlin's crew is in, Joey Logano's pit crew is in, Kevin Harvick's crew is in, Chase Elliott's crew is in, Kyle Larson's pit crew is in, and Ryan Blaney's pit crew is in. Who's out? Brad Keselowski got eliminated. William Byron was eliminated. His pit crew was eliminated. Clint Boyer's pit crew was eliminated, and Alex Bowman's crew member was eliminated. Pit crew was eliminated. So with that being said, the pit crew of the 2, I guess they, in the eyes of Penske, they're more experienced. They're the veterans. So, therefore, it shows you right now the magnitude of these playoffs and how hard it is for them to make it to the final round, because Kyle Busch is leading. You got Truex in second, Denny in third, Logano in fourth, Harvick in fifth, Chase in sixth, Larson in seventh, and Ryan Blaney with the new pit crew from the 2.
Yeah.
In
so
8th.
what if?
Tell me.
What if?
I already know where you're going to tell me.
What if these drivers had to lock in once they made it? Each round, their crew was locked in.
Ooh, I would like that. The crew that got me there is who I'm going out with. You know,
I mean,
how many times have you switched crews with a new driver and something is just different? The driver comes in different. Little idiosyncrasies that you know from your driver from pitting him every single week. They better have a plan in action to handle that, you know, going into a race. And then with the final round, that's a lot. I ain't making no changes.
You can either be the heroes or zeros. So we will see.
I'm not wishing ill will on anybody. You know, those Penske boys, you know, they represent their beast mode all the way. So I'm pretty sure they'll handle it.
I think either crew, either way would work.
Yeah, they would work.
I don't think the change is that beneficial, and I don't think if they didn't make the change that it'll be that detrimental.
Looking at all 3 points from it, all 3 viewpoints, the crew chief, the general manager, team owner, and the athlete, I'm mad because as the crew member, I'm mad I got moved. And if I was on a 2-car, I'm mad I'm not on my Keselowski team. But at the same time, I had the chance to win a championship. As a team owner, I'm nervous that the move I'm making is going to make things worse. You know, as a crew chief, I'm worried that I shouldn't even listen to my team manager. Let me keep my guys where they are and fight for my guys. So,
and me being on another team, I can just look back and be like, interesting.
Interesting. Well said.
I'm not mad at all.
Well said, Kenyatta. We're talking NASCAR playoffs. We're talking pit crew swaps, and we have Clutch Coffee, Performer of the Week, coming up in our next segment. So y'all make sure you come back and get your Clutch Coffee on.
Did you know that banks collected over $15 billion in unnecessary bank fees last year? Come on, enough is enough. It's time we took back control of our finances. That's why MoneyLion is proud to bring you the Financial Crew Chief and to be a NASCAR sponsor. Look, no one knows more about hard work and pursuing their dreams than NASCAR fans, drivers, and teams. So we want to bring you the kind of banking that the big banks would never build, with features like zero-fee checking and zero-fee investment accounts. And because life is also meant for a join, with MoneyLion, NASCAR fans get even more. We're giving away 1,500 NASCAR tickets to our members this year. Plus, you can get 5% cash back on NASCAR tickets, at-track purchases, and all purchases at NASCAR.com. Learn more at MoneyLion.com or download our app. This is America's most powerful financial membership. MoneyLion. Here we roar.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Quality drinks and unmatched customer service is the name of the game. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom flavor-infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. Over 25 flavors, there's something for everyone. Visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
I'm in the pits where you can get a fresh set of shoes, gas you up, but you better not cruise. I'm in the pits where the drivers depend on the groove to get spots that they better not lose.
We in the pits.
That's that bump right there. That's what
Not only are we in the pits, we're in the studio with Yada the Kaptain, the creator of that song that I use tirelessly. I think my producers are singing that song in their head when they leave every week.
It makes them want to go to the pits, man. What's going on down here in the pits?
My favorite part of the show, the Clutch Performer of the Week, it goes to a repeat offender. Not only that, he's been a repeat offender on the show as well. Ed Watkins, Big Ed Watkins, the
Big
field
Daddy.
man. Big Daddy.
Big Daddy Watkins. Everybody knows that guy.
That's what I'm saying. And you're going to see why I selected him. He just so well spoken. He represented so well for his team after they won this week again and at Kansas. And let's see what Big Ed, Big Daddy had to say.
What do you got?
It obviously carries a ton of momentum into Martinsville, which this race team is really pumped about, so can't wait to get there.
Man, what a run. What a run. You just got to work for it. Sometimes it's not always handed to you, and the way Gaypart and Denny communicated, just, hey, stay on the wheel, control the stuff that we can control with that 11 FedEx Camry, and that's what we did. I can't say enough about these tire changers and the Jackman and the Carrots on this team. They're just awesome. It's a jam-up, good group. Momentum's huge, and what an awesome time to just create just this positive momentum. It's an honor to be a part of this team. Best pit crew on pit road, best driver out there, and best crew chief and best team. It's an honor.
Nothing like it. I love it. That's celebrating, man. It makes you feel like a little kid again.
Ain't taking nothing from that, man. That's awesome.
All right, my producer is pounding me because I talk too much today. So let me get this over with. I want to read something to you, Yada. And it was written or is told by Nick Odell, front tire changer. I'm going to the almanac, the Pit Crew Almanac right here, the Bible.
The Money Stop.
The Money Stop. Written by Trent Cherry. This is his book, Pit Crew Coach for Penske, ironically. But I'm going to read this. The whole crew knew it wasn't up to us to win the race on pit road. All we had to do was not screw up. Well, I screwed up on probably our second and third stop of the night. I knocked off a lug off the left front, and we had to repit to replace it. At the time, it was devastating, and I knew I had single-handedly taken a winning car out of NASCAR's most prestigious events. Well, lo and behold, that mistake had set the stage for a very interesting remainder of the race.
Dang, I said that.
We had several pit stops to go and a lot of cars to pass. That night in particular, pit stops were extremely important and frequent. After the humbling lesson of going into prevent, we overcame adversity, kicked butt on pit road the remainder of the night, and clawed our way back up to the front and land in victory lane. And that driver at the time was Casey Kane at the number 9. And they were driving in Charlotte when he had that Mopar car and was just dominating.
I remember that.
But you remember that. You see, that's a tire changer.
That same year they won the Pit Crew Challenge too. On it.
Can you relate?
But I said that earlier. I said that sometimes mistakes on pit road can change the outcome for the best.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
You take chances. You never know.
The point is, man, we're performers. You know, at the same time, we're human.
Yes.
We're making mistakes every now and then. There is no way an athlete can be perfect all the time.
No, I'm perfect.
I know I'm perfect.
When me and you.
But besides, we're not talking about us.
We're talking about these guys, right?
We're talking about the civilians out there.
Yeah.
Not the slawed up.
We're cyborgs.
Not the capped up.
We was raised to be cyborgs, man.
Not the capped up, not the slawed up, but the civilians out there, they're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, they are.
At the same time, the ones who are making the decisions about them, they're making some mistakes too.
Yes, they are.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think looking at all the events, I'm more on the side of NASCAR playoffs are the greatest ever. And the team that got you to the playoffs needs to be the team that gets you the championship.
Right.
And that's just my opinion.
Right.
You know, at the same time, that 12 car could have gotten that championship with that crew they had. At the same time, they are very fortunate to have that 2 car on their team as well.
Yeah. So if
they're deep. It's good to be deep as a team.
If that 12 gets put out, do they swap again at Homestead?
We're going to do a show about it. Because I don't know. You're right. If they do get put out, well, if they make it to Homestead, man, I don't know, man. That would be a sick feeling for me on that 12 guy. You know, as a 12 guy to see somebody else pit my car.
We go through them sick feelings every year.
You know, and I might end up. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But man, I feel for those guys, and I'm gonna be watching them intently. Where are we racing at next? Martinsville. Headed up to Martinsville, man. We're going to see those guys. I will be watching those two teams in particular, wishing them the best, not wishing any ill will. Right. And Kap, I wish you the best of luck, and I thank you for joining us today in studio.
Give me a little bit of
that. That's how we do.
I like that. Clutch. That was clutch right there, bro.
Man.
That was clutch.
You enjoy your day, man, and we appreciate you on the show.
Thanks
Make
for
sure
having
you
me.
catch us next week. Same place, same time.